everybody, Randy Kertz here for Bass Musician. So this month I would like to talk about shoulder pain or discomfort and a couple of conditions that can frequently be found there. So a lot of times when someone talks about the shoulder, they automatically say the rotator cuff, sort of a buzzword, and it happens to be accurate a lot of the time. People are worried about tears or problems in their rotator cuff without really knowing what that means. Rotator cuff is a set of 4 muscles that make up the musculature around the shoulder, and when there's a tear there, you can have problems with the shoulder, lifting it, keeping it up, or just chronic pain there. Usually it's going to be keeping it up and keeping it elevated or in a position where it's not just hanging at the side. That's in more serious conditions. What we generally see more of the time though is bursitis, and this is from one of the muscles of the rotator cuff, the Superspinatus muscle. And the way that you find out if you have that or not is you press right here. And when I say you, I'm talking about you or the practitioner who's going to be diagnosing and or treating this issue. But right here, there's a spot. And it's not up here on the ridge of the shoulder, and it's not down here in the deltoid, but it's right there. And you press on that almost like a doorbell, and if that's really painful or produces that discomfort, and there's usually very little question if it does, this is called bursitis. And bursa is a fluid-filled sac which goes between a tendon and a bone and allows for smooth gliding action of the tendon, which attaches muscle to bone, over that bone. So for example, if I'm going to lift my arm like that, there's a tendon here that goes over that bone and allows me to lift that muscle. That bursa underneath is what keeps that tendon from rubbing on that bone, which if you had that and you didn't have that bursa in there, that tendon would fray over time. But what happens is from overuse, a lot of times people could be painting the ceiling or doing some overhead activity, then that can get aggravated and will become inflamed from that constant motion of that tendon over that bursa, over that bone. So as a bassist, well, if you have a day job which involves that kind of thing and now you start having pain there, or if you're called to duty one weekend to paint or to do some kind of overhead activity, mechanics under the car, any kind of thing like that, this can affect them as well. Usually you're not going to get a radiation downward. Usually press right there, boom, that's it, and you know that that's what it is, that bursitis, that supraspinatus tendon causing that bursitis. If you have problems lifting your arm up, and you can only lift it so high, and then you lower it and press right there, that's likely going to be part of, if not the problem too. But again, you need to have that diagnosed by a professional before you have that treated. Ultrasound is usually a really good treatment for that. It helps to reduce the inflammation, but avoidance is always best. And so if you're a bassist and you have your arm out a lot like that, where this tendon is going to be lifting the arm to some extent, or if you're going to be having on the other side and you're an upright bassist and you're having it like that all the time, really high, maybe you have the nut higher, or you have to reach higher than usual, or you just keep your arm up there rather than moving it along with the fingerboard, this can be a problem that you'll commonly see. So again, if you have a shoulder problem and it seems to be affecting your ability to lift the arm, if you or your practitioner, because many times practitioners will say, oh, okay, you got shoulder pain? All right, and they may not even touch it, and they say, okay, go get an x-ray, go get a CT, go get an MRI, go get an EMG, go get a whatever, okay? If one press is there, that can diagnose bursitis over and above, or more quickly rather, than other things. And it may be by itself, it may be in conjunction with other issues, but that's always a good thing to rule out, okay? So, Randy Kertz, enjoy your summer. Always available, www.drkertz.com. My book, The Bassist Guide to Injury Management, Prevention, and Better Health, is available from my website as an ebook, also iBooks and Amazon. Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.